Yes, I have a big problem with this. And Tom Brady played well, but I don't think anybody that watched Sunday's games thought Tom Brady played better than Kyler Murray, who went on the road. And a lot of people had Tennessee, believe in Tennessee is a serious, deep playoff Super Bowl contending team, and he took them apart. Mahomes, what he did at home against Cleveland, Skip Bayless's Super Bowl team, he took them apart. He was down by 12, down by 9 in the fourth. Jameis Winston, 14 of 20, 148, 5 touchdowns. He had only had 6 incompletions. Matthew Stafford, 20 of 26, 321, 3 touchdowns, a 156.1, the highest quarterback rating of his career. Now, they said Tom Brady. Do you realize, Skip, Tom Brady only completed 64% of his passes? That was 20th in completion percentage for week 1. They said when Tom Brady had 5 big-time throws, did you know that Kyler Murray had 6 big-time throws? So I'm just trying to think, what scenario? Kyler Murray had a turnover. Tom Brady had 2 turnovers. Tom Brady had 5 big-time throws. Kyler Murray had 6 big-time throws. Tom Brady threw, 4 touchdowns? Kyler Murray threw 4 touchdowns and had another one on the ground and beat the team. Ain't nobody talking about no Cowboys in the Super Bowl, but you, potentially. But everybody say, Tennessee legit. Now that they got Julio, Tannehill, A.J. Brown, Derrick Henry, wow, good team. Cleveland Browns, you. Baker Mayfield, he the guy.
You said he looked good.
He did look good.
Yeah.
He ain't look good at my homeboy, Skip. I just gave you 4 guys. I ain't even mentioned Teddy Bicycle. Teddy Bridgewater went to the Giants. And you see how he was stepping? Yeah, step right on in there with a victory. We got something for y'all, too. But anyway.
By the way, that 4th down touchdown pass that he threw on the little scramble, what are the Giants doing? How do you not tackle that guy? I'm just wondering. But go ahead.
The Giants are bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, Skip, I just gave you 5 guys. Kyler, Mahomes, Jameis, and Stafford really played better than Tom Brady did. Because the Cowboys defense, we already know. Me and you know this. Cowboys defense terrible.
It is not terrible.
It's terrible.
I told you it'd be 50% better than last year, and it might be 75% better.
And still finish 20th.
You know what? On this show, we need to put somewhere in the studio a big red light that just starts blinking on and off with a big foghorn attached to it.
Why?
Because it's Brady hate alert. Boop, boop, boop. We need it. Brady hate alert. It's coming again. It's already started, and it's just week 1. I keep trying to tell you who and what this man is. At 44, he's going on 24. I've already told you, I've predicted he's going to win the MVP this year, and I believe his team against all odds. You got me on this because you want to talk about this is as far out on the limb as I've ever been on this or any show I've ever been on. I'm saying he can lead them to 20-0 this year, 20-0. They will be favored to win every game they play, and I believe he will close all those deals. It's virtually impossible unless you're Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. And opening night against my team playing inspired, flawless football, he did that. He did absolutely nothing wrong, and he did everything right. And I agree with everything you just said about those, would you have 4 or 5 other quarterbacks? They were all spectacular, but they weren't quite as good as this guy. Here's the capsule from your favorite website, Pro Football Focus. Brady put the ball right where it needed to be all night long. Bingo. And finished with 5 big-time throws, as you pointed out.
Okay.
And you did not point this part out. And no turnover-worthy plays, because even the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe said the 2 interceptions, nothing wrong. They're both disqualified.
But they're still on his resume. Yeah, you're right.
They're on his resume, but you can't fault him for a little flip pass that hits Fournette right in the hands and glances off his hands right to Trevon Diggs. You can't fault Brady for that. And then he tries at the end of the half a Hail Mary. There was actually a great throw. He threw it like 65 yards in the air. Gronk's down there. I don't know where Gronk was. Gronk's not very good at leaping for Hail Marys. That is not his forte.
Right.
And all of a sudden the ball gets booted up in the air and it comes down in the Cowboys' arms. And that's not Tom Brady's fault. So no turnover-worthy plays. Pro Football Focus goes on to say he was throwing receivers open. It's genius at work. You just sit back and say, How does he do that? Goes on to say, attacking their leverage and executing the offense with perfect timing. It was perfection personified on full display on opening Thursday Night Football. It was a tour de force. It was a masterpiece. What do you say? It's Pavarotti at the Sydney Opera House.
It wasn't that. No, it was not that.
Beyond that.
No.
It's a game that you wish you could just package and place up on the mantle in the museum, where it was one for the ages. He is the one and only of the ages. And before I let you have the ball back, I just want to demonstrate some of the plays that Tom Brady made on Thursday night against my inspired new-look Cowboy defense. He rolled out. He's on the run, throwing across his body to Gronk for a touchdown. You can't throw it any more sweetly than that to AB for a touchdown for 47 yards. Then that was the masterpiece of the night, where they read the blitz. They know that all of a sudden D-Law is going to have to cover him, and you know the rest of the story. And then that was here we go again. Here's the rollout throw. This is just, there's a thing of beauty. And then this play to Gronk. This is double genius at work. The GOAT tight end from the GOAT quarterback reading it and exploiting it to the fullest. And then this is the play with 24 seconds left, 24 yards, back shoulder to Chris Godwin on Jordan Lewis that won the football game. You just, I don't know. You have to appreciate it because you're watching the greatest player in NFL history on full display at age 44 on a solo stage national kickoff game. You can't get any greater than this. And Pro Football Focus, they're no big fan of Brady. They sat back and said, that's it.
Yeah, hold on. Exactly. So I'm trying to figure out, how did a guy that got 65 QBR, every quarterback on this list got a high QBR in Brady?
What did I tell you the next day on Friday's show? I told you I was dumbfounded.
Okay.
I was blindsided. I was flummoxed. I was gobsmacked.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know how you could even begin to say that's a 65 because nothing went wrong.
Yeah.
Show me the flaws. Show me the fly in the ointment, the fly in the soup. I don't see any flies.
But
here.
my thing is, Skip, let's take Jameis. Do we believe Green Bay? Everybody says Green Bay is a serious Super Bowl contending team. He took them apart. Cleveland.
Okay, time out on Jameis. Again, now we have to nitpick. But you realize when he hit the 55-yarder late in the fourth quarter, that was at that point he had 98 yards passing.
Yeah.
So it was high skill, high efficiency in the red zone. Touchdowns in the red zone. All short passes. Nothing much between the 20s.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, so I can't, if you make me nitpick, I'm going to nitpick that.
Okay. Since you nitpicking and you're doing a great job of that, get your needle and thread and nitpick this one. Matthew Stafford, nitpick that one.
Okay. All right. I'd rather go to the top to my homeboy.
Okay, please nitpick him.
Let me ask you this. Did the Dallas Cowboys turn the football over 3 times because Cleveland handed the whole game back to Patrick Mahomes? It was one thing after another. It was a Chubb fumble. It was the punter muffing the snap. It was Baker at the end of the game getting tackled from behind, trying to throw it out of bounds, falling down, and not getting enough on the football and getting it picked. 3 second-half blunders that handed the game back to Patrick Mahomes. Did my Dallas Cowboys hand the game to Tom Brady? No, they didn't do anything wrong. Dak played arguably his greatest game ever.
But my homeboy, the one you say Baker couldn't get enough throw on, my homeboy rolling out of bounds, falls out of bounds and throws it 50.
And it was pure luck.
Look. It wasn't off for no grabs.
It was. It's like it was a 50-50 ball that John Johnson completely misplayed. He lost the football in the air, and he could not find it. And Tyreek, to his credit, stopped and found it. Okay? And all of a sudden, once he found it and caught it, John Johnson has run himself completely out of the play. And Tyreek says, I'm gone.
Kyler Murray, 21 of 32, 289, 4 touchdowns, and a rush touchdown. Put up 38 points on the playoff. The Tennessee Titans had 6 big-time throws. Patrick Mahomes, 27 of 36, 333, 3 touchdowns. Came back from 12 in the second half, 9 in the fourth quarter to beat the very Browns team that one Skip Bayless says his Tampa Bay Buccaneers will beat in the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford, 20 of 26, 321, 3 touchdowns against the Bears. Now, the Bears did not play particularly well that night, but you and I both know when come at the end of the season, the Bears will have a top-flight defense. And Tom Brady, Tom threw it 50 times. Nobody else I mentioned, was over 40. He had 18 incompletions with 2 interceptions, completed 64% of his passes, which was 20th, and was playing a horrible defense. And they talk about
horrible defense? I think not.
Skip Bayless. The Cowboys, really?
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 Yeah.
So
they're an average defense, which is way better than
let me ask you a question.
Year.
Do you believe at the end of the year, they'll have a better defense than the Bears? Yes or no?
Yes.
No. Will they have a better defense than the Cleveland Browns?
No.
Okay. Will they have a better defense than Green Bay?
I'm starting to wonder about that.
Okay.
But it's 50-50.
Okay.
Yep.
So with that being said, your guy, 64% completion percentage, your guy, a 65 QBR, Kyler Murray was 88. Not Kyler Murray, excuse me. My homeboy was 88. Kyler was 80. Jameis, 93. Stafford. Come on, Skip. Look here.
All of them were really good, but they weren't.
Skip.
Tom Brady.
Skip. Let me ask you a question. You see what you did there? I want you to take Brady off the back of that jersey and put Johnson on the back of that jersey and give him the same stats. I guarantee it.
I guarantee you.
I bet you $5 to a bucket of cow manure, and I'll let you put the doorknob up. Skip, stop this, man.
I don't want cow manure.
That's what I'm going to bet you, a golden doorknob.
I think your argument has become cow manure.
Skip, you watch my homeboy. You watch Kyler. You watch Stafford on Sunday night.
I saw it, and I saw this, and I just sat back and said, that's just too great.
That's what I said.
That's beyond comprehension how great that was against a team that everybody except you, well, I think even you the next day, agreed they were way better, the Dallas Cowboys, than you thought they were going to be, because you said blowout, and it went down to the last drop. And you knew, and I knew, the world knew that the Dallas Cowboys left too much time on the clock when they were forced to kick their what looked like game-winning field goal. 1:24 left is way too much time for that guy because he is the GOAT. And he showed you again, he just goated the Dallas Cowboys.
And you thought when you were up by 12 points and you had the ball, you just knew you was going to win the game. You just knew it. Skip, so let me ask you a question. When the season started, were the Dallas Cowboys, as far as power rankings, were they ranked in front of the Tennessee Titans? Were they ranked ahead of the Cleveland Browns? Were they ranked ahead of the Green Bay Packers? It's a simple yes or no question.
No, but after the game, were they? Would they be now? Would they be now? Because everybody's eyes were open to, wait a second, Dan Quinn's doing some stuff with that defense. Micah Parsons is going to be a force and a star.
Yeah,
DeMarcus Lawrence rose and shone. Randy Gregory, God bless his soul, he is a force to be reckoned with coming off the other edge. And all of a sudden, you've got your pieces in place. They are so deep at linebacker, they come in waves at you.
Yeah.
They are 75% better than
they might stop the run, but they ain't stopping no pass.
What did Tom Brady say after the game? That's a solid defense.
Let that figure, let that skip. Let me ask you a question. When Tom Brady played the Ravens, did he say that's a solid defense or that was a great defense? You notice, you see, that's that PC talk. That's a solid team.
I didn't say we had Ray Lewis at linebacker.
No.
I did not say we had Ed Reed at safety.
When he was describing the Dallas Cowboys, they got a lot of draft picks. What is that? Who says that when they think somebody's good? They got some draft picks over. Yeah, everybody got draft picks. That's a solid team. That's PC said they some bull jive. That's what he said. Some bull jive without saying they some bull jive. Skip, you and I look, I just not to diminish Tom Brady.
Yes, it is.
No, it's the Skip. I just gave you 4 guys. Teddy Bicycle had a 96 QBR. He had the highest QBR of the weekend. What about Russ? Russ went on the road. People thought Indy was going to be a playoff team. He took them apart.
I first guessed it. I called it. He's going to win MVP at age 44, and you are a guy who tried to send him home 5 years ago. Like everybody else,
I need people at home.
The rest of the world.
Do y'all think Tom Brady had the best quarterback? Was the best quarterback this weekend?
Now you need help from the.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta have to.
Let's mobilize the Brady haters because they're only about 17 billion.
No, we need to get the survey. We need to get the survey meter out again. Yeah. We used to have a survey meter.
I lose every one of them.
Yeah, you should. Your argument.
Yeah, because the people who know, they don't vote. They just know. They just know.
Oh, now they don't vote, huh? Now you're going to talk about they got Bayless haters out there now.
Oh, yeah. That's way beyond Brady.
Still, you and I both. I'm not saying Tom didn't play well, but I just do not believe he played better than these guys that I mentioned. And you do not either, and you know it.
I told you this after the game. I told you Friday. I called it up front. I'm not betting against that man, but because I knew.
You betting against my homeboy in September? He don't even know what it's like to lose in September.
Do you win championships in September?
He's gonna be there. He gonna be. Guess what? He gonna be. He gonna be right there in January and February too.
What happened when Mahomes faced Brady in the AFC Championship game at home?
Skip. He was like you said. He was a baby. He was a baby.
The month was January.
He was a baby.
Yeah.
And then what happened the next year? When he went to New England and put foots in you.
Yeah.
And then y'all were unfortunately wasn't able to get back because we looking for y'all.
What happened when they met in the Super Bowl? I can't remember.
Oh, really? Yeah. After you saw his offensive line?
Yeah. It's always something.
Oh, you see, see, when New Orleans went down there and put foots in y'all, you blamed everybody. He threw that pick six opening day. You blamed the receiver. Got the guy benched.
Mm-hmm. I don't know whatever happened.
You do know what happened
to
because you spoke out against him. Why is he even throwing the ball?
Well,
he is from Yale. He went to some Ivy League. Penn.
Yeah.
Why is he even throwing it to him?
He targeted him twice last year, and both of them got pick six.
Yeah, see, you blamed the guy. Tom was late on both throws, but you blamed the guy.
They're like 12 deep at receiver. Is he even on the depth chart?
You ought to be ashamed. You feel good that you got the guy benched?
What was his name? I can't even remember it. Justin Watson?
Yeah, whatever it was, you got him benched.
Not a good sign if we don't.
But ain't no way Tom Brady played better than my four guys.
Not a good sign. Okay.
Way to go, Tom. I got your back.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.